Hey there, welcome to Catalyst Energies. This is the daily astrology report for October 27th, 2020. We have our sun in Scorpio that has just passed Mercury in a conjunction. We have the moon now in late Pisces, as you can see here, just coming off of this conjunction with Neptune in Pisces. And really the theme of today is be water, my friend. So there's a lot of potential here with a moon in Pisces, especially meeting Neptune in Pisces, to really just dissolve and be completely and utterly diffused into everything else around you in a very emotional way. Now that we have the sun in Scorpio, and also Mercury is at the last degree of Scorpio, will be moving out of Scorpio today as well. And that's something that I'm going to talk about in a moment, because that is really important as well. But with the moon, so how we're feeling is, this is empath central right here. This is feeling everything that's yours and everybody else's, and really slipping into the dream state very easily, slipping into trance very easily, slipping into and accessing this inspirational state, this dream state. This is where artistic inspiration comes from, is in this state. This is accessing universal love and compassion, feelings of compassion and forgiveness, and real pure connection, because ultimately all of those things are bringing us to a 0 point that is a connection directly with divine source, whatever that, however we identify that. And so people do all kinds of different things in order to get to this place. So when the moon meets Neptune, it's going to be very easy, right? It's going to activate that. And from there, there'll be a sextile to everything, Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn in Capricorn. And so sextile is 60-degree angle. It is very harmonious. It requires some sort of participation. And so coming off of Neptune here, it's going to be kind of difficult to pull ourselves back out of a state where we have allowed ourselves to completely dissolve in order to access all manner of information that is available through the energetic field, the morphogenetic field that connects us to our ancestors, and it connects us to all life. So, but going into that space and then coming out and being able to access much more dense, structurally powerful, and also with Pluto, the dissolution of things that are structurally powerful. That's a really traumatic experience that really causes it causes destruction, but it also requires a lot of energy in order to break these really. It's like a lattice structure, the matrix of physical reality. It takes a lot of energy to break it down. So when we get into late Pisces, the subjective experience is really starting to lose power. We are, in fact, dissolving into everything else around us. And that doesn't leave much in terms of being able to advocate for ourselves. Pisces, there's a lot of victimhood in Pisces. It's the sign of the martyr, right? It is no boundaries, but that also, means you're not setting any there are no boundaries. So you're not setting any boundaries, and you feel that you're losing yourself. All of these things are really potential outcomes with a moon in Pisces, especially passing Neptune like this. So connecting back into what is happening on a structural level, even if it's destruction, even if it's expansion and leadership, this will keep us really, I think, from dissolving fully into these spaces. Now it's dreamlike. This is artistic inspiration, right? This is where we get the muse touches us, right, in Pisces. And so the information that we have access to, being able to connect to the collective in a feeling way, is really strong. And this also supports what's happening over here, because it emotionally allows us to give of ourselves, fully into this process. So The moon is also going to be squaring her own nodes, which are in Gemini and Sagittarius. There's more action, there is more expression, there's much more on the masculine side of things with both air and fire. And the moon really will just, especially coming right off of Neptune, is going to be kind of like in shell shock a little bit. How do I take this peak experience? And this will, in fact, be a peak experience. When the moon meets Neptune like this is a direct transmission of divine information in some way, and through feeling, through inspiration, that aha moment. But it'll be a feeling experience. And how are we going to bring this into, step this into real life? While her nodes, right, our soul's journey is really directing us, and we're driven towards being able to use our minds in order to differentiate, right? It's Gemini is the lovers, and that means that there is, in fact, two distinct oppositions. Even if we recognize that the union of them is how we eventually come to understand new things, there still has to be a differentiation. And a moon in Pisces coming off Neptune is not going to understand that you are everything, and all is you. And so there's there's going to be it'll be a hard transition. And the square, I think, will be kind of a wake up of like, oh yeah, that's right, like I felt it all, and I'm in this zone of complete union with everything and all there is, but I can't stay there. And this is where the moon, is moving, and it's a transitory experience through Pisces. So it's just this momentary experience that we get to have in this state, because with Mercury and Venus coming into Libra today, each from an opposite side, they're providing some sort of bookend. Mercury coming out of Scorpio, this is the degree that the sun squared the moon on Friday. So this retrograde at this degree, and is about to leave it and go back into Libra, is almost like this flashback to what happened. A flashback to, oh yeah, remember when we all got on that tour bus to hell? We all committed to going down and really feeling what it's like to be in it together. And that's what the sun's doing. We're all kind of expressing ourselves and finding fulfillment through this journey together. Each of us is expressing ourselves through this journey through Scorpio, right? And Mercury moving back into Libra at 0 degrees today, moving into 30 degrees Libra. It is like a flashback. I'm remember when that happened, when the sun went into Scorpio and we started down this path. And then Mercury moving back into Libra is going to give us like almost in a little bit of an emotional break, right? It's not going to be so intense and like depth oriented, but much more about the philosopher's perspective of being able to understand something and not just know it, so that you can really, that is true knowledge and true wisdom. And with Venus moving into Libra at 0 degrees, if 30 degrees is the mastery, the culmination of the sign, 0 degrees is the distilled aspect of the archetype. So while Mercury, the realm of our mind and communication, is going to move into this last degree of Libra and give us a very strong philosophical component of what balance means, Venus, who is the Empress, right? It is all about how she feels, if she's satisfied, if it's beautiful, if it's balanced. She's going to move into one of her home territories, which is Libra. And it's going to be a very, very clear feeling experience of the perfect archetype of balance. And it's going to be in our relationships, it's going to be in our projects, it's going to be in the material resources that we have. It's going to be what feels good to us and our bodies. And so they are coming into Libra at the same time by the end of the day. So there will be an opportunity to really embody this sense of justice and peace. And we're really going to feel it in our everyday life and resources, and our ability to conceive of it will be very strong. But before that happens, with this moon moving through Pisces, there's going to be, and there already is, it's very emotional, and I think very, the potential for disempowerment and just dissolving into everything and feeling a lot of emotions. Psychic attacks seem to be really strong. And there seems to be a lot of potential disruption in the field in general. And so this is just going to aggravate that depending on where you find yourself. And if you are able to reach a 0 point within yourself, then you can, really let yourself go intuitively and emotionally into this Pisces realm and give of yourself and really deeply connect with compassion and love and forgiveness. And it's really going to, I think, allow for a direct, especially with Neptune right there, a direct transmission of divine knowledge, but only through receiving it and not so much doing anything about it. And that will allow for the receiving of it in a mental way, in our bodies, energetically by the end of the day. So being water is probably the best strategy for today. So that is the daily astrology for October 27th, 2020. Everything you need is in the description box below. If you're interested in a reading, you can go to catalystenergies.net and click on the services tab and it'll take you where you need to go. So thank you so much. And I will see you tomorrow on the next daily video. Bye.